Good day everyone, and again provide you more and more useful information. So this video will be interesting for who decide work in a certain costume. For example, costume of superhero, maybe from a Marvel or DC comics, or maybe if you do a cosplay, some characters from crazy anime, Japanese cartoons, what some of them costumes like really crazy. And some people, they really like such job in a, let's say, in some maybe Disneyland or another amusement park like from Star Wars or Marvel Experience and so on. But basically Disney bought both of them now, so you can see all of the characters in Disneyland, but still have a separate park for Star Wars and Marvels with only with the Marvel's characters. And some people, they really enjoy this job. They like to put costume on and feel special and have a lot of attention from people, make pictures with them, have fun and so on. And as for me, I'm not really like that job. I'll tell you why. First of all, if you play some characters, I try like a lot of them, you should know like literally everything about your character. Let's say it can be like Marvel well-known, let's say Captain America or Green Arrow or Iron Man, whatever. So you should know everything about your character. You check it out, all information online what you can, check the comics, and of course you watch all of the movies, so you know how he's behave, how he's move, what he say, and you know all of the history. So when especially kids, so adults say, yeah, they know you just man in a costume, but kids will ask you a lot of questions, are you real one and so on, and of course you're actor, you play, and yeah, of course you're real one and you know all of the answers for any questions. But in reality, it's just a big lie, what I'm not really enjoy to. But I had another great benefit. Not every park, but some of the parks, they can provide you a training, like for stunt training. So for beginners, it's quite good, I would say. So when we done a stage performance, mostly not much speech, it's more like different tricks and fights and so on, to make it like small shows. For stage performance, we're training, and the parks provide a free training. So a lot of tricks you basically can see in the movies or performances or everywhere. I would say quite similar. So in my case, I got it for free, so it's a great opportunity for move forward. So of course I use it at chance, and you can do the same. And in that moment I realized like how body language is important, because certain characters, they have a certain behavior, certain history, a certain personality and so on, and they behave absolutely different. So some of them like really overconfident, super strong and so on, and another character, they maybe be more sneaking, smart, and you know, they all move absolutely different. And when you don't have a lot of lines, you don't do much speech, and people like on when you're on a stage and people look at you from far away, they keep more attention from your body language. So you like aware of something, or you get fear, or you're ready to action and so on. So like body language, it's really important in acting, and I decided one day for be a better actor than I am now, so I need make more and more practice, not do only stunt job. So I take all of the opportunity for practice and training, and of course we try to find it for free or maybe for low cost, because usually classes it costs like quite a lot, would say. So any workshop you will go, so it's at least $100, I would say. And actually, yeah, it's fun job, so had a lot of practice. And for people who decide for get such job, or I don't know, try just for experience, you can do it. So some people, they really enjoy to working there, working with the kids, they find. So I'll try to make you as more tips as I can, not only from my experience, from experience other people who work there, and the trainers who provided training for people who want to work there, for make it more comfortable, and for you, and people who give you a job, and for customers who came there for enjoy the experience. So let's go in first step by step. You need to know everything about your character, and sometimes people have just only one character, let's say Spider-Man, whatever, And some people, they just swapped and try different characters. So I try like a lot of them. So if you Black Panther, yeah, you behave differently than Spider-Man. But also it's from your body type, yeah. What is most suitable for you and how tall you are and so on. And if you can choose, like maybe you have some favorite one, it's perfect, but you have to be able to play all of them. So you need to know everything about your character, how he's move on, and you need to know all of the pose, because you will do a lot of pictures. Some of them like really universal for any superhero, so you just put your arms wider and you stay like superhero, put your chest on the front and so on. And some positions like you're ready to fight and so on. But if you like Spider-Man, you do another tricks, or Iron Man or Black Panther and like so on. So have like different special pose, and you need to know all of this pose because people will expect it from you. And if some short people come to you, yeah, you need to be just go down a bit so people can make a picture with you. And if some kids came, so I think it's a better idea, just came on one knee and make picture with them. They can see you clearly on the camera, because otherwise if they make picture and they staying somewhere here, they cannot see both of you clearly. But if you're staying with the whole family, yeah, so you need to adopt yourself how better to make a picture, yeah. Go down a bit, to stay on a knee, or and so on, how pose to make. And some people just want to make a hug and give you a five and so on, yeah. Because some characters, they like Hanok, let's say, they're really serious, yeah. They not really care. Of course, for fun you can make a hug and so on. And also some costumes you cannot see, everything's really clear, so also you cannot see where's your arm, so like be careful, put it a bit higher, especially if it's a woman, because on the picture it's might be visible like you put it on a butt or something, so not really nice, and husband will be not so happy about. And some costumes like in the Max, maybe of Hanok or Black Panther or I don't know, Iron Man, visibility is really low, so usually we have some people, they say okay, it's kids game because you cannot see them, and you need to move really carefully for not hit anyone, yeah, because you can see like really narrow of picture around, so it might be more complicated. So you know how you behave, how you talk to, if you need to talk to anyone. But if you make a stage performance, you will, and you will talk to a lot of people. If you don't need to, you just make pictures, so you're supposed to know all of the pose, so it's exactly what people want from you. If you make a stage performance, same, you fight or whatever you do in a certain style of this character, you fly in with a lines or whatever, yeah. So you should be like exactly with this character, so people know, oh yeah, it's a Spider-Man for sure, and a Superman and whatever. And also I had experience to play some characters from a Japanese cartoon, and costume, my god, it's so crazy. Sometimes for put a costume on, it's take like 1 hour, and some people do it with some makeup and so on. And of course, if you don't know anything about this character, you don't know how you move and so on. So some characters, they like have superpowers, they can appear, disappear everywhere, they control the meta and so on. They like make magic tricks, whatever. I know there may be like a fat guy, he's always funny, always make jokes, and can read the mind, so you can play with that, oh, I know what you're thinking about, and so on, you know. So you need to know as more information about character as possible. And second one is the costume, or maybe first one, because costume is really important. When you put a costume on, you start to feel special. You became a superhero, and when people see you from far away, they know, oh yeah, it's like a Hulk, or it's a superwoman, or whatever. So they know it's a certain character, and you're tall, and your face feature might be similar to a certain character, like let's say a Batman or so on. So it's make you really special, and costume usually they cost like a lot. I say minimum like a few $1,000, and costume what use for cinema it might cost like $20,000, $25,000 and more. So yeah, it's a lot of people work on it, like a big team for create a certain costume, and it costs a lot. And even if you order it, let's say from China, or it's a special order, they will make it for a certain size with certain material, it still will be cost a lot. So you need to take care of costume very well, yeah, because if it break or something happen with the costume, you will not have a job for next day, or you need to play another character what you don't know a history well. Let's say you always was a Batman and now you're Captain America, and how to behave like Captain America, yeah. Same, different characters they speak like differently because they was in a different time. So Captain America will not say anything like "Oh, what's up, dude," and so on, you know. So it's supposed to be like "Sir, ma'am," like make a salute, they do, and so on. So just should be like really clear, and should be to transfer to a certain character, so people can see it and realize clearly. And some people, they're big fans and they're really crazy about some characters. And if you know that story when like Captain America was died in the comics, and like a lot of people just come on the streets and pay him respect because their like favorite character has died and so on. I know it's like really silly, but some people, yeah, they really big fans and they was really happy to make a picture, so they have a really huge expectation from you, and you have to work on it. So costume is very important, and you need to check your costume, and if it's fit well, yeah, it's great. But if something unfit, you need to tell to a team, so they will fix it for you. Otherwise, if something hurts a little bit, in a few hours it will be hurts a lot. And on the next day, if it was hurt on the previous day, you'll be tiring. And have a lot of different type of costume. For example, for make a picture, it's more details, and costume not so comfortable, sometimes not real comfortable for move and make any gest, yeah, and be careful with that. And costume for stage performance, and usually it's really soft and it's different, but from a big distance you cannot see all of these tiny details what make like for Aquaman and so on. So on a big distance it's fine, and you can do like a back flip and you high kicks, whatever you want to do is very comfortable. And same like in the movies, they have maybe 5 or 6 or even more different costume for different occasion, for different scenes. It looks similar, but it feels not similar. Some of them they're really flexible, you can move a lot, run, jump, and other ones they like make you really solid and less movable. So it's different kind of costumes, and you need to take care of it really well. So if something break or I don't know, scratch or something, they'll immediately for fix it, so it will be fixed on the next time and it breaks more. Yeah, because costume is really expensive, and for buy a new one or fix it, maybe it will be impossible, and you might lose your job or lose some days for working until it will be fixed completely. So you work on it, so you will see and know how it works and everything, where's what scratch or something. Yep. And sometimes you might be working with swords, and some sword is quite heavy, or shield what quite heavy as well, so you need to find out a pose would make you relax. Otherwise, after 1 week time, if you holding the sword or spear or whatever, your arm will be always tired, yeah. So you need to try to find this more comfortable position as possible. And let's come back to a costume. You put a bodysuit first for collect your sweat, but sometimes it's a big minuses. It's too hot to work in a costume, and sometimes it's too cold if you're working outside, and depend in what country you are. So you need to be ready for that. And some costumes are really not comfortable, but at least if it not hurts, it's fine. And when you came to wardrobe, to change your costume, yeah, just put everything from helmet to your shoes, like in one line, yeah, you put everything on so you can check all of the elements is there, like belt, your gloves, so everything here, nothing missing, and everything is fine, yeah. And the same direction, the people who take care of your costume, sometimes you should care of your costume, yeah, they will wash your bodysuit, otherwise you'll smell really terrible next day. And costumes, usually they cannot clean it. It depends from material. It's make a dry cleaning, so they clean it sometimes, so you need to keep it clean. And yeah, common sense. But for example, you put your helmet, yeah, and so don't put your helmet near your shoes, yeah, otherwise it will smell really terrible. Or don't put socks in your helmet or gloves or whatever, anything like you have like a lot of sweat and a bad smell, yeah. So your shoes on one side, depending on what direction you put it on, and your helmet on another side, yeah. Otherwise, the next day you're working on it will have a really terrible smells. And yeah, it's a common sense, but I saw it. It's like it's so obvious, but believe me, so many people they put it in one place or put the socks in your helmet and so on, and you know. So basically, you need to tell that because some people they don't have a common sense, unfortunately. So for stage performance, you try your costume as well. Usually it's make it, if you work there for 3 or 6 months, they will try to make it specially for your size, and you need to be sure it's comfortable enough for make different jumps, I don't know, backflip or high kicks or whatever. So you're quite good, you can make a felts and you can make a show on a stage. It's really important, because if it's something limited your moves, or you cannot make a nice felts or so on, you can make a shit show. So you need to be really careful about. So it depends what character you play and what costume you put on. You need to make a speech or not. But if you're in a helmet, you have a low visibility, and when you talk to your sounds, it's quite weird. So basically, sometimes you can make no speech, and it's supposed to be some assistant can say, okay, just in a helmet, cannot make any speech, whatever, so it's make it job easier for you. But if you play like some Japanese character, you cannot speak Japanese, yeah, you can make it tricky, like you learn in English now, or you're not in mood, or you lose your speech or whatever. But usually it's have to be assistant would help you on that. And if you just I don't know, make a picture with a guest or working hours, how it's supposed to be. Let's say you half an hour you're working, half an hour you take a rest, or 1 hour working, 1 hour you take a rest, or it depends. It's something like that. Because if you will work in like a few hours non-stop, you will be really tired and you will be like a shit-looking superhero. Like on the end of the day, when people come and you don't have any smile anymore, and you will make a terrible picture of it. So if some agents for some kind of event will say, okay, we're working like 5 hours non-stop or so on, you know, to be active, like 5 hours non-stop, it's like really difficult, and you need to take like quite enough rest. So always be full of energy, energized, you know, show action, just make different things with the sword and so on. What people will accept from you, because you're strong and you feel really confident, make confident pictures with them and so on. And sometimes people might give you like a baby, hold on a hand. If your costume comfortable enough, yeah, just you can take a baby, make pictures with baby, no problem. But let's say you're in a costume of Hanok with uncomfortable gloves, or maybe Black Panther also, you not feel very confident. So yeah, just say no, just in case, safety first. Okay, try to mention all of these things. I want to make it really short and really precise to know all of the information you need to know. So basically it's more about the costume and character you play on. So if you practice to play it like a week, 1 month's time, you will be fine. But if you need to play a lot of characters, you need to spend more time, because it's a different personality, different movements, different body language, and you need to switch it off. So you need to have like a little bit experience for a certain character. And if you switch a couple characters a day, it's like even more complicated, but still, it's everything about the practice. Working time for just welcome guests and make pictures quickly about. But if you make a stage performance, usually it's 2 or 3 stage performance a day. Some of them, if it's long, it might take like 15 minutes. I don't know. I never seen like a long stage performance, and sometimes it's like only 5. So if you make a stage performances, usually you do it 2-3 times a day, and it's like from 5 till 15 minutes, depend how big story or pre-story or what they want to show. But usually it's quite short, just a small story, fight, make it shows, flying things, and so on, and it's finished. And of course you make some pictures with the kids, just talk to them, having fun. That's it. But really important to have enough time for rest from one performance to another one. Yep. Because if you do a fight, a lot of kicks, jumps, backflips and so on, and need to be ready to the next one. So you should be full of energy and show a great performance on the next one. And otherwise, if you are too tired, it will be looks not so good. What else? So I think in general we done everything already. Like costume, it's really important, your acting, your body language, that's it. So if you look like certain character, or you just look okay, yeah, you can go on it. Or if you look not okay, don't worry, you can work in a mask, but it's really important you're tall enough. Yeah. And usually costumes, they have a shoes with a platform, so you'll be even taller. So if you're like 195 or so, you'll be look like 2-meter guy. So, and some costume, if you don't have a lot of muscles, have a muscle suit, so you'll be looks like huge. Like let's say for Batman, they like in the comics they're really big, yeah. So you'll be looks like huge, or Superman and so on. But some costumes, they don't have a muscle suit. It's like half open, or like Thor or so or something. They have a see your arms, so you're supposed to be big. So it should be suitable for you and your acting, what you're doing. For example, like Deadpool or maybe Spider-Man, they're like really funny, they make jokes, basically literally you can do everything and behave funny, just have fun around, yeah. But some characters who are really serious, like maybe Batman or Superman or so on, they like a bit more serious, like a superhero do serious stuff and so on. So it should be clear with that. So basically it's really up to you. If you're okay with that job, you can try it. Some people, as I said before, they really enjoy it, or at least you can try it for your experience, as I did, and I'm really glad. It was quite a nice experience. So basically it's up to you, you like it or not. Some people, they really enjoy that job, and so you decide you want to try it or not. But as for me, for experience, you can try, and I got really nice experience with that job. Yeah, I'm really enjoyed. It was interesting. So I think that's it. It was, on my opinion, comprehensive enough, and hopefully it was informative enough for you. Thank you, and see you next time.